Everybody, dudes who bet daily, welcome back for a Friday edition. Friday, fast week. 6/23, 2023 here. Got a plethora of baseball games. None of them start till 3:40 Pacific, though, and I'm pretty sad about it, Aaron. You can't go out and sit on your deck early afternoon here.
I can, but I can't watch baseball while I do it. So that is sad. Yeah, yesterday was a lot of fun. We were rooting on the Braves. Well, we were rooting the Phillies not to score, which not to score 4.5, which they didn't. And then we were rooting for the Braves for parlays for you and I. So that was a lot of fun. It was a good time, 10-inning game, and they won. So we're having fun with it, and that's all that matters in life, right, guys? Have fun.
That's the important part. It was nice to have those 4 early games and then have a little break and then have Belmont and then have the late games. So it was nice to have that spread. Today, it's all the late games. Magic, you're upset at my Belmont race today, huh?
Yeah, we can talk about it later. I don't want to think about it or spend time on it any more than is absolutely necessary.
I did not choose an easy one today, just like we didn't choose an easy one yesterday, but still got to the winner. All right. Let's jump into some baseball, boys. Aaron, I know you bet pretty much every game on the board today. So let's start it out with some Braves versus the Reds, the hottest team in baseball against arguably the best team in baseball. So total sitting here at 11. It's Luke Weaver Day. Not normally a good thing for the Reds, Aaron. Does the streak end today?
I am very fearful that the streak ends today with the Reds. I just feel like the pitching matchup really favors the Braves in this spot. And listen, you said arguably, I really think the Braves are the best team in baseball. I really like this team. You love the lineup 1 through 9, and the pitching pretty good as well. So everything kind of leaning towards the Braves. Not so fast. Give me my Cincinnati Reds. Give me the Reds. I'm backing them again today.
Unbelievable. I'm going to go Braves, but I'm going to go first 5, lay the half run. You can find it in alternate markets as low as minus 120 if you just play them first 5 three-way money line. So I played Braves first 5 three-way money line down to 120. I think you can get somewhere around even money. I think it's worthwhile taking them first 5. I think the pitching matchup here, major favorite toward the Braves. And they should, like you said, they have that great lineup 1 through 9. It's going to be tough for the Reds to win this one today. Magic, what do you got?
I like your first 5 for the Braves as well. I think, unfortunately, the Reds, I think the streak ends tonight. I think Luke Weaver's a big part of it. And the Braves matchup on their pitching mound, A.J. Smith-Shawver, got to make sure you get that name right. 20-year-old rookie. What were you guys doing at 20 years old? Definitely not doing this. But Braves on pace to win 22 wins this month, 22 games this month. If they do that, that's a franchise record as well. So you got the Reds going for their record, 11th win here. Braves trying to get 22 wins this month. But yeah, I'm with you, Simon. First 5.
Yeah. Then we can hope the Braves win the first 5, like 2-1, and the Reds come back and win the game. Right, Aaron?
I mean, you just said what's going to happen, right?
I love
Look,
it.
no,
Yeah.
this is definitely a Reds fanboy pick more than it is. I love the Reds. The logic tells you to take the Braves in this spot. Everything favors the Braves, but I'm on the Reds.
Mark brought up the game of the day yesterday. I don't know if you guys watched this game or not. LSU and Wake Forest ends up going to, I think it was 11 innings, and there's a 2-run walk-off for LSU to go to the championship series against Florida. They've got the number 1 pitcher and the number 1 overall draft pick on the LSU team. It's a fun team to watch. I've not looked at the line yet, but they're not going to be able to start their pitcher until game 3, and they'll be on short rest if they are able to. So should be a fun series there with the LSU and Florida. Aaron, did you watch the game?
I didn't watch the game, but I do want to shout out my uncle. He told me right before, I think it was even the Super Regionals. He's like, this LSU team, holy shit, are they good? Of course, it was his pick to win it. So here they are in the championship. That's cool. I did not watch this one. I did get a text about it late last night. I was like, oh my gosh, this is a great game. I'll be honest, I didn't turn it over there, though.
It's an interesting look at the gambling markets, Magic. The total opened at 11.5 the morning of the game. It was the number 1 pitching recruit in baseball for LSU and the number 3 for Wake Forest. It closed at 7.5, and they both pitched 8 innings of I think it was 7 innings and 8 innings of shutout ball. LSU's pitcher gave up 2 hits in 8 innings.
You had to wonder why would they move it to 11, or why did they open it 11.5 in the first place? Like, were they thinking it's a bunch of college kids and they get the yips? I think they've shown they're not going to get the yips at this point.
Pretty crazy it opened that high. It was from 11.5 to 8.5 in 7 minutes. It moved 3 runs in 7 minutes. That's how hard the under got hit yesterday in that game. I unfortunately did not see the 11.5, so didn't play it. Guess I should have played 8.5 because it was a dead under the entire time. Let's jump over here. The Giants and the D-backs, I had to put this one on the rundown. I mentioned the situation yesterday here. The D-backs played in Milwaukee, flew out for a single makeup game against Washington last night, and then flew all the way across the country and have to take on Webb here against the Giants. This is another one. I took the Giants first 5, laid the half run, -123. I wouldn't be against putting the Giants in parlays either here, Aaron.
Yeah, this is it's a spot where everything kind of favors the Giants, including the pitching matchup. Even if you go, okay, everything's normal for the D-backs, it's like, yeah, but the pitching matchup really sucks for them. This is going to be a great series. I'm not sure if it starts today. This game is going to be a little bit of a tougher one. The one positive, they did play early, and then, they got out of there. They have had time to kind of rest up. The key for the D-backs, if you're going to back them, you got to hope Davies pitches a lot better than he has the last couple of games. He hasn't been, horrific the whole season, but the last 2-3 games have not been good for him. So you got to hope he kind of rebounds if you're going to back him. But yeah, everything kind of leans, especially first 5, towards San Francisco.
Magic, what do you like here?
I like the over in this one. The San Francisco had their a huge win streak end last time out against the Padres. They lost 10-0, but during that win streak, they had 6 straight games that went over the total, and the total was set as at least 8 runs, 8.5 for most of them. So the last 10, the over is 7 for the Giants and 3 unders. I think that's a big angle. And Aaron mentioned Davies not pitching well. Do not like how he's been pitching. They do have their star rookie Corbin. What's his name? I just forgot it. Arizona's Corbin Carroll. Corbin Carroll. Last time that he came to San Francisco last season, he had 4 hits, 3 doubles in 3 games. So he knows how to hit well at San Francisco as well.
Yeah, should be a fun one there. It's a later game, one of the last games. That's going to be one of my bigger bets today, is those Giants first half. So I just want to play against the situation. Let's flip it over to a tough game here. The Red Sox. It's Bello Day, Aaron. We know you love them, taking on the White Sox here. And Giolito on the mound for the White Sox. Total sitting at 8.5. Red Sox a short favorite. You've been playing the Red Sox the last couple days. Are you going to stick with it here, or are you going White Sox?
Yeah, this is a tough one because I don't like either one of these teams. I've played against a lot of these teams a lot. I went back and forth on this. So last night, the Red Sox were almost a plus money price. They are trending in that direction now. I did play the Red Sox. I put them in a parlay, not the one that is going to be my best bet today, but a different one. So, listen, I think this is a real toss-up game. I do lean Red Sox because of the starting pitching, and we mentioned it. We played it against Bello earlier, but it's like, yeah, but this is kind of an even pitching matchup this time around. So give me the Red Sox. I did put them in a parlay.
And Bello kind of turned it around. He's got a 2.7 ERA so far in June after posting a 2.6 in May. He was not great in April, and that's why his numbers are kind of skewed right now. Magic, what'd you do here?
I like the Red Sox here. I also think first 5 for the Red Sox. You'd even go -0.5 run. I think that'd be a good way to play this. And you talked about it, Mike, with Bello. In 8 of his last 9 starts, he had no more than 2 earned runs. He's been pitching very well. Stats say, like you said, the last 2 months he's been fine. You just got to forget that April stat line.
Yeah, I went with the under first 5 here. Giolito also pitching well this month, 1.5 ERA. You get 4.5 under first 5. So that's the look I took here. But I would lean Red Sox as well if I was going to take a side, because I do think that they have a little bit of an edge here. All right, Magic. It's time, baby. Race of the day. Belmont, race number 6. $40,000 maiden claimers here. Going 1.16 miles over the turf course. Absolutely wide open race. I thought you could go a bunch of different directions here. I'm 5 deep in pretty much everything I'm doing. Aaron, we'll kick it off with you. Who are you using here?
I feel like we should kick it off with Magic, though, because he's really looking forward to it. So I respect the decision, Somich, but I'm going to defer to Magic and let him go first.
All right, Magic. We'll switch the order up. Who you got in race number 6 here at Belmont?
I hate this race so much. Why did you do this? Why did you do this to us? I went with... It is terrible. There's nothing good in this race. I'm going to go with the number 2, Carapera, at 6-1 on top. I watched the replay last time out at this level, at this distance on the inner turf, and Alvarado kind of got her stuck on the inside behind some horses that slowed in the turn. And right when she was starting to make a move, he had to tap on the brakes. She ended up still finding the ability to keep closing late in the stretch, and it was only a half length behind Orange Freeze, who's your 3-1 favorite in here. I think a better trip, a cleaner trip, out of Junior Alvarado, who's going to be back in the saddle, I think is a good fit for her. It's interesting. She was 5-2 with this level 2 back, and she ran poorly, and then 9-1 last out. 6-1 seems more likely.
I considered the 2, but didn't end up going there or using the horse. Aaron, who you got?
It's interesting that Christophe Clement runs 2 horses in here. So those are the 2 that I'm going to lean on here. The 8 Orange Freeze does kind of have that, hey, we almost won last time. But, Joel Rosario is aboard. A little bit scary that to back that one and just that one. I thought the 3 being entered is pretty interesting here and gets Flavian Pratt. And it's kind of funny. We're like, yeah, Pratt probably needs to start riding a little bit more for Clement as we head into Saratoga. So he gets his first-time starter. Look, it's a race that's pretty sketchy, I would say. So if this first-time starter can run, probably going to win. But who knows? Debuting in a maiden claiming never a good thing. But against a field like this, maybe. So I like the 3. I like the 8.
Give me Kamcha, the 3. Good pick, Aaron. It's 6-1 on the morning line. You mentioned Flavian Pratt aboard. The stats for Clement are phenomenal in New York with these first-time turf routers. So he's 33 for his last 193 over the last 5 years. But if you trim that down to just maiden claiming races, he is 6 for 28, 21% with a $3.89 ROI in those maiden claimers with a first-time starter going a route. So give me the 3-horse Kamcha. I thought the 10, 11, and 12 were all interesting at prices on the outside. Did you consider any of those 3, Aaron?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of consider all of them, right? When you look at a race like that, it's like, okay, how do we kind of narrow this field down? Yeah, I don't know. I thought the 11 was a little bit interesting. I thought that was a horse that you could use. I did like Magic's 2 horse. I think that's one you could make a case to kind of turn it around a little bit. But look, I thought the 11 was pretty interesting on the outside.
Yeah, the 10 Bourbon diversion here, 20-1 on the morning line. You got to dig a little deeper because the last time this horse ran was over some hurdles. But the race at $40,000 state bred for Brack fits with the rest of these horses because they're not that great. So I wouldn't be shocked if the 10 outruns those 20-1 odds. Magic, did you like any of those 3 outside horses?
I mean, I thought it was funny that the 10's coming from a 2 1/8 of a mile stakes race over the hurdles like that. I looked at the 3 that you guys had talked about. What kept me away from her is that family doesn't have any win early success, like not with the Dam, which by the way, speaking of hurdlers, the Dam, the Gray Express, just a hurdler for like 30 starts in her career, which was pretty crazy. But Get Stormy took a few races to get his maiden broken, and the two siblings of Kamcha that have gone to the races and won, they both needed several starts to get it done. So I was a little worried about that. But I love Aaron's angle. We were talking about Pratt needs to start riding for Christophe Clement, so here it is. We'll see how he does on this one. As far as the outside horses, maybe the 11.
All right, let's jump into the best bets of the day here. We'll start out with Papa Dude's best bet. He's going to take the Orioles plus 100 today. I looked long and hard at this one. I couldn't get to it. The Mariners, they're taking on the Mariners. It seems like a toss-up game here. Gilbert on the mound for Seattle, Gibson on the mound for Baltimore. Aaron, did you do anything with this one?
Yeah, total toss-up game. You're right. I put it in the parlay with the Red Sox and then one other team. So I don't think it's a bad play. I'll get to mine here in a second, but my biggest problem today is I kind of liked everything. And so it's like, how do you narrow down a best bet? So I can't sit here and say, yeah, I love that. I think the Orioles are a lot. Great pick. But I mean, I think they're going to win. So I can't say it's a bad pick either from Papa Dude.
Yeah, I considered the under first half here, Magic, but again, didn't play anything in this one. I got enough bets today. Did you do anything here, Magic?
I no, I didn't. I do think the first half under would be an interesting way to go. Gibson going to the mound for the Orioles hasn't allowed more than 3 runs in any of his last 6 starts, so that's a good trend going for him.
All right, Darren, let's jump into the best bet for you. You've been teasing this parlay all day. You want to fire it off?
I think we're even missing a team in here. I've got Tampa Bay in there as well. So yes, I do. I texted.
All right.
That. Come on.
But did you put TT team total when you texted it as well? Did you put all the right acronyms and symbols?
All right, Dick Magic, go ahead.
Oh, you're throwing it to me on this one? All right.
I paid everything.
Brewers Guardians under 8.5 for me. Cleveland has the second most unders in Major League Baseball this year. Milwaukee is 5th. Milwaukee's been struggling to get consistent offense from their top hitters. Their number 3 hitter batting 196 in June. If you think that's bad, the cleanup batter 159 in June, also very poor. Shane Bieber going to be on the mound for Cleveland last time out. 7 strong innings against the D-backs. They're 2-2, and then he comes back for the 8th inning. Probably shouldn't have done that. He gave up 2 home runs, 3 runs, and they end up losing the game. But he had 7 strong innings against what I would consider a much tougher offense in the Diamondbacks. Milwaukee's going to start Wade Miley on the mound. Last start for him, 2 hits, 2 walks, 4 Ks, and 5 innings pitched in a 5-0 win over the Pittsburgh Pirates. 2 years ago in this stadium, he threw a no-hitter, so he knows how to handle the ballpark when his stuff is working. Last 10 head-to-head games for these two teams, 2 over, 6 under, 2 pushes. So all that to say, give me the under 8.5 Brewers Guardians.
I think this is like the 4th day in a row you've taken an under that I have played the first 5 under in the same game. I played the first 5 under 4.5 here. I think the under is good. I think that's the way you want to go in this spot. I've been just taking unders in Guardian games like a crazy ninja, and it has been working out pretty well. They just haven't been hitting very well, and the Brewers are not exactly a vaunted offense either. So it's all about if Bieber can hold them down. If the Brewers don't put up 4 in the first 5, I think it goes under, and I think your under goes under if the Brewers don't put up 5 or 6 here. So hopefully we can get both the first 5 and the full game under. Aaron, all right, now you can tell us about your parlay.
All right, let's do it. Well, listen, Tampa Bay lost last night to Kansas City. I don't see them losing 2 in a row to Kansas City, so I put the Rays in there to start Eflin versus Greinke as well. That's a matchup that favors Tampa Bay. The Marlins and the Pirates, listen, the Pirates aren't good. The Marlins are. Pitching matchup pretty even, but give me the Marlins over the Pirates. I also threw in Blue Jays Athletics, self-explanatory there. And then I think the big key to this thing is the Mets Phillies. I took the Phillies here. I just think the Phillies have been playing very, very good. They did go up against an Atlanta team that was able to handle them. But look, Atlanta, one of the best teams in baseball. The Mets certainly are not one of the best teams in baseball. So I think Walker pitches well. The Phillies get it done here. Plus 435. I've got 9 plays today. This was the one that paid the most. So I was looking at it and I was like, okay, I've got 9 plays here. I think all of them are about equal. So who should I give out as a best bet? Well, how about just the one that pays the most? This is the one. So Marlins, Blue Jays, Phillies, Rays, plus 435. That would be very nice if it hits.
I bet one of these games. I bet the A's first 5 plus 2. I think it's 230. And the main reason is Kaprielian, whatever his name is, the starter for the A's. If you go back and look, the first month of the year, he was a bullpen guy and had a 12.94 ERA. Mm-hmm. Since then, he's had a sub-3 ERA, including a 2.6 ERA here in June. I'm hoping he can just keep it down early, and the A's can scrap a couple runs out. And the plus 230 was enough for me to take a shot against the Blue Jays. And Bassett, who has very good starts and very bad starts. And it feels like it's a coin flip of which one you're going to get. So I took a slight shot against the Blue Jays, but again, just first 5, because I agree with you. They're the better team here, but the price for the first 5 for me was intriguing.
I think that this lineup is going to give him trouble. This is a pretty darn good Blue Jays lineup. Went down to Miami and took 2 out of 3, and they beat up some decent. Well, really, when Perez pitched, they didn't, but the other 2 pitchers, they pretty much beat him up. So it'll be interesting. You're right. The one thing Oakland's been able to do to become not as much of a laughingstock is their starting pitchers have been good. So to take a shot against that, I don't mind it.
Yeah, it's the big plus, right? That's the key thing. We talk about it a lot. If you're getting plus 200 and more and you like it even a little, you should probably be playing it because of the variance in baseball.
Yep.
All right, let's jump over to my best bet of the day. I'm going to go with a big plus here. Give me plus 145 on the Colorado Rockies today. It's just a spot where Freeland's one of those odd pitchers, and it's hard to explain, but he pitches better at Coors than he does on the road for some reason. You got the Angels and Sandoval coming in here. I think these offenses are about equal. I think I have an edge in the starting pitching, and I'm catching plus 145 with the home team. So I'm going to take a little bit of a swing here. Give me the Rockies plus 145. Is this one of the dogs you played today, Aaron?
I didn't play anything, believe it or not, on this game. I just could not pick a side. I like taking the Rockies. I might end up adding it before it's all over because you are correct. And if you're going to play against the Angels, Sandoval is the one to play against, right? So, I think it's going to be a slugfest. I hope they outscore them for you.
Magic, did you do anything here?
No. Over might be interesting. I know, like Aaron was saying, it could be a slugfest, but I didn't touch this game otherwise.
All right. Just no love for my Rockies. That's fine, guys. That's fine. Don asking a question here. Would you take first 5 under or full game under? I think this is just a difference in opinion of how to play unders sometimes. I play first fives generally because I don't want to deal with extra innings rules, and I'm betting the under because of starting pitchers. And so I'd rather play the 10 half innings I know the starting pitchers are going to be in. So I'm generally a first five under guy. I know Magic's more of a game under guy. Magic, you want to talk about why you like the game versus first five?
More because I haven't dabbled in the first five that much, but I am trying to do that more. Although, damn the Blue Jays and Marlins. That one really scarred me pretty good. But otherwise, yeah.
You also, like the first five, you definitely have less room for error. If there's one blow up inning, you're not going to get the under. Like you can give up 4 runs in an 8.5 total in the game, and you can still hit the under. If you give up 4 runs in the first 5 in any of half inning, it's over. Like it's very hard to stay under 4.5 at that point. So just 2 different styles of how to bet that. I like the first 5 specifically, like I said, because I like knowing the starting pitchers. But the full games have, I would argue, probably a little less variance. But to me, that's just kind of 6 of one, half a dozen the other.
Yep, I agree. Yep.
All right, let's jump into the best bets of the day here. Still up $1 for the year, boys. It's pretty impressive. I did the math before the show. We're going to be 390 bets into this thing in about 7 days. To be near even, like literally $1 is just absolutely wild. Give me the Rockies today, plus 145. Aaron taking the Marlins, Blue Jays, Phillies, Rays, 4-team money line parlay, plus 435. Papa Dude on the O's, plus 100. Magic going to the under, Brewers, Guardians, 8.5 in that one. We're 2-4 for the week. Up $1 for the year, though, boys. All right, we'll be back same time, same place tomorrow. Full slate of Saturday horse racing as well as a bunch of different sporting events, too. So we'll come back with all of that, talking more baseball, maybe even sprinkle in some College World Series here as this kicks off, too. Thank you very much for joining us. Good luck with all your bets today. We will see y'all tomorrow.